In the golden light of dawn, as the desert breathes its first whisper of heat, a colossal figure rises from the sands, half-buried, scarred by time, yet impossibly majestic. The Great Sphinx of Giza, a silent guardian carved from a single ridge of limestone, has watched civilizations rise and fall for thousands of years. It has survived storms, wars, neglect, and the relentless march of history. And yet, it still refuses to reveal its full story. For centuries, scholars, explorers, mystics, and dreamers have stood before the Sphinx's weathered face, asking the same questions. Who built you? When were you carved? What secret do you still guard? Traditionally, archaeology attributes the monument to Pharaoh Khafre, who ruled Egypt around 2500 BCE. According to this view, the Sphinx was carved during the construction of his pyramid complex, serving as a guardian of the necropolis. Its face, though largely eroded, is said to resemble Khafre himself. But this explanation, while widely accepted, is far from complete. No inscription from ancient Egypt, none, confirms that Khafre built the Sphinx. No blueprint, no carving instructions, no ceremonial text. The Egyptians recorded everything: harvest cycles, astronomical events, even jokes and shopping lists. And yet, they left no record explaining how or why they carved one of the largest monuments in their history. This silence is one of the Sphinx's greatest mysteries. When you look at the monument closely, contradictions start to appear. The body is huge, powerful, muscular, yet the head is unusually small, almost disproportionate. Some experts believe this means the head was recarved in a later era, reshaped from an even older, lion-shaped or godlike figure. If true, this would imply the Sphinx predates the Old Kingdom by centuries, or even millennia. Then there's the geology. The walls surrounding the Sphinx enclosure show deep vertical erosion, smooth patterns that resemble the effects of sustained heavy rainfall, not desert winds. But Egypt has not seen rainfall of that magnitude since the end of the last ice age, between 7,000 and 10,000 years ago. If the erosion is truly water-based, the Sphinx could be far older than the pyramids, older than Egyptian civilization itself. This hypothesis ignited one of the fiercest debates in archaeology, splitting researchers between tradition and the possibility of a forgotten chapter of human history. Some believe the Sphinx may have been carved by an ancient pre-dynastic culture with knowledge lost to time, a culture older than the pharaohs, possibly even survivors of a cataclysmic event at the end of the Ice Age. Legends speak of the followers of Horus, a mysterious people who lived in Egypt before the first kings, bringing with them advanced knowledge of astronomy and architecture. Others look to the stars for answers. The Sphinx faces due east, aligned perfectly with the rising sun on the equinox. During the age of Leo, around 10,500 BCE, the constellation Leo, the celestial lion, rose at dawn directly in front of the Sphinx. To some, this is more than coincidence. They argue that the Sphinx may have been designed as part of a celestial map, mirroring the heavens in stone during an era lost to memory. And then, of course, there are the theories that push the mystery beyond our world. The precision of the Giza Plateau, the astronomical alignments, the megalithic engineering. Some say these reflect knowledge far beyond what early humans could have mastered. While mainstream science rejects extraterrestrial involvement, the scale and sophistication of ancient Egypt continue to spark speculation and wonder. What we know for certain is that by the time of the New Kingdom, over 1,000 years after Khafre, the Sphinx was already considered ancient and sacred. Pharaoh Thutmose IV recorded the famous dream stele, still standing between the Sphinx's paws, describing a vision in which the monument spoke to him, promising kingship if he would clear away the sand swallowing its body. Even then, the Egyptians weren't sure who had built it. They too saw it as a relic from a more distant past. Beneath the Sphinx, ground-penetrating scans have revealed cavities, rectangular voids, possible tunnels, unexplained chambers. Egyptologists argue these may be natural fissures or unfinished pits, but the idea of hidden rooms beneath the Sphinx has fueled legends for generations. Some point to the mythical Hall of Records, said to contain the wisdom of a lost civilization, perhaps even from before the Great Flood. Whether myth or reality, the Sphinx has a way of inviting questions that stretch the limits of imagination. Today, the monument stands battered but unbroken. Pollution, rising groundwater, and tourism threaten its fragile limestone, but teams of experts work tirelessly to preserve it. And yet, despite all our modern technology, the Sphinx remains as enigmatic as ever. Walking before it, you feel small, not because of its size, but because of the weight of its silence. It feels less like a statue and more like a witness to forgotten eras, a witness to truths we haven't yet rediscovered. The Great Sphinx is not just an ancient guardian carved in stone. It is a bridge, a link between the world we know and the worlds we can only imagine. A reminder that history is full of shadows and that some monuments don't just belong to the past, they belong to eternity. If you like this content, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on future videos.